Hi, my name is Naren, and in this video, I'm going to demonstrate you the product Upshot AI. So Upshot AI is a customer engagement platform that is helping companies retain their mobile and web users. It also helps in driving better conversions and revenue. And to do this, Upshot uses the principles of learning theory, gamification, and behavioral psychology. So let's look at the technology landscape of Upshot. So the way Upshot works is we provide an SDK, a piece of code that will sit along with your mobile app and your website or web portal. And the primary role of this SDK is to track and capture the user's behavior data. And when I say behavior data, that includes the demographic information, the psychographic information, the activity data, the engagement data. And the interesting thing here is the SDK does not capture any of this data automatically. So we need to configure the SDK and let the SDK know what data points it is allowed to capture and what data points are restricted for it to capture. And all the data that is captured by the SDK is pushed to the Upshot cloud. And Upshot is hosted on Amazon AWS. And the way we track the digital interaction data through the SDK, Upshot also allows you to push additional information which is stored directly in your CRM system or ERP system. So Upshot supports three different mechanisms. So we support the queuing engine through SQS or Kinesis queuing streams. You will be able to push data into Upshot. We also support the S3 bucket transfer. And we also provide a custom eAPI through which you will be able to push data from your backend systems into Upshot. So Upshot can technically become your central customer data platform with data being captured from your digital touchpoints, such as your mobile apps, websites, and web portals, and also data that is being pushed from your backend systems, be it your CRM system or any other custom data sources. Now, once we have all this information in Upshot, we provide a dashboard, something similar to this. So let me log into this. So once you log into the dashboard that is provided to you, so in the dashboard, the first thing that you can see is a unified data about your users across your iOS app, Android app, and your website, provided all of these three applications are doing the same functionality. Now, once you log into the dashboard, the first section that you can look at is the analytics and insights. So under this section, Upshot provides a list of around 30 odd reports that are pre-configured and that will help you understand who your user is and what do they do while they're interacting with your digital touchpoints. So information like the new installs that are happening, or the daily active users, the monthly active users, the registrations that happen on your mobile or web applications, or information such as how many sessions happen, what is the typical session length, or how many sessions are happening from which all different locations is being tracked and reported. And it also provides you information on how users navigate between different screens and functions within your application, how much time they spend on a particular screen, where do they exit, how do people navigate from different screens to a specific selected screen, and for what all screens that they navigate from there. All of this information is provided off the shelf on the dashboard. And along with this, it also provides you information related to the revenue. If you have revenue component within your mobile app or your website, you'll be able to look at the average revenue per user and the average revenue per daily active user, so on and so forth, wherein you can configure even the refunds and cancellations along with the currency type to look at the actual revenue on the dashboard. And it also provides you the day-wise revenue trends, etc. And in the analytics section, you'll also be able to look at the performance-related metrics from about your mobile apps, such as the crash reports, how many crashes are happening, how many people or how many users get impacted because of this crash, and detailed crash logs for your developers to download and get to the root cause of the crash quickly. And along with the standard reports, it also provides you a detailed event and an attribute level data. So in Upshot SDK captures the data in the form of event and attribute. So let me give you an example. For example, if we consider an e-commerce application, event could be purchase, and the attribute for that event purchase could be the product name, the product category, the expiration date, price, etc., etc. So on the dashboard, you will be able to look at, for your application, what are the top 30 events that users perform and how many people actually perform that event, or specifically monitor selected events. Now, if you look at the data points here, they are typically data points from e-commerce application. But when we integrate the SDK into your mobile application or your website or web portal, the data points that you pass in to Upshot will be listed down here. So you can choose on those data points and look at specific metrics on how people interact with or perform those events in your application. And it's not just about the events, it also provides you information at an attribute level, including the trends. And with all of this, you'll also be able to download the raw data right from the dashboard. So for during a selected time period on the dashboard, you will be able to download the raw data against each and every user. So all you have to do is select the events, select the user profile attributes, and between the selected time period, you'll be able to get individual user level event and attribute level in attribute level data in CSV format. Now, apart from the standard reports that we provide, Upshot also gives you a capability of creating your own report. So the custom reporting engine in Upshot allows you to choose from all the data points that you're passing to Upshot and decide on what you want on the x-axis, what you want on the y-axis, what kind of conditions that you want to add to the data, and create your own report and add it to the dashboard. Now, moving on to the next section, which is the funnels. Upshot provides you the most comprehensive funneling report. So it also allows you to start tracking the user journey right from the acquisition channel. So if you're running any acquisition campaigns using any third-party partners, be it Kochava or AppsWire, etc., Upshot has a capability of tracking that information from the third-party partner and allow you to create a journey using the funneling engine to see how people navigate through the funnel. So just a quick introduction about the funnel. So funnel is typically a journey a user takes while they're interacting with your mobile app or website. So for an example, going back to our e-commerce app, a typical funnel in e-commerce application would be users accessing a product, adding the product to the cart, and checking out. So you can look at how many people started in the journey, how many people dropped out at every stage of the journey. And Upshot allows you to target specific segments of those audience who are dropping out or who are converting during your funnel journey. And it also gives you additional information of cohort-wise funnel analysis or information about how many users funnel the same day, or the funnel trends, how much time it generally takes for users to move from one step to other step in the funnel, so on and so forth. And then Upshot also allows you to predict, once you have enough volume, well as velocity and variety of data flowing into Upshot, you can quickly use the prediction engine, and where the algorithm will help you predict the churn and conversion of users, wherein you can define what are those events that means churn for you, or what are the events that means conversion for you. And the algorithm will automatically give you a list of 3 segments: highly likely to churn, moderately likely to churn, and leastly likely to churn, so that you can use those segments of users and target them to proactively interact with before the churn. Now that's about the analytics. We also have a lot of other reports like user profile, wherein you get detailed user level information against each and every user. So here we are talking about not just about standard information about their device or location, etc. We'll be able to look at every aspect of a user, right from the devices that they use. There's total timeline right from the starting, their activity related data, their events related data, every aspect of user data will be able to you'll be able to look at in the user profile report, and also download this information about the user directly as a CSV format. Now, analytics is just 20% of what Upshot provides. Now, moving on to the next step, which is identifying your target audience group. So to create an engagement layer, the first step is identifying your target audience group. Now, identifying your target audience group can be achieved using Upshot, using the segmentation engine. So in Upshot, we have three ways of segmenting your audience. One is the rule-based segment, wherein which allows you to create your target audience group or group your audience based on common behaviors from all the data that is being captured through the SDK or the data that you're passing through the API. It also has a second way, which is the manual segments, where you can upload a list of users and create a manual segment and target those audience. So let's look at the rule-based segments. The rule-based segments, the interface provides you a simple drop downs where you can quickly apply conditions on all the data, be it using their demographic information or usage related information. When I say usage, I'm referring to, I want to target people who have at least opened my application 2 times in the last 7 days, or I want to target people who spent more than 30 seconds on this particular screen. So all their usage related information, and also their activity in terms of how they engage with your campaigns. I want to target people who gave me 2-star rating when I asked for a rating request, or I want to target people who have given a specific response in a survey campaign that I have run through Upshot. So all of that data can be used while you're targeting your audience. And you can also use all the custom data points that you pass to Upshot. As I mentioned, the data that you see here is of an e-commerce app. But when we integrate your app or website, you will be able to see all the data points that are specific to your application. And you can quickly choose those data points and start creating those segments. And these segments are dynamic in nature. So once you create these segments, you will be able to choose to decide whether you want to run these segments for a future date, where any users who exhibit a similar kind of a behavior will automatically get added to these segments. Now, the other way, the second option for you to create your target audience group is the rule engine. So similar to what segmentation does, the rule engine will also allow you to apply conditions on data. The only difference here is the rule engine is actually sitting along with the SDK. So instead of the data coming to the cloud and getting processed, the rule engine is sitting along with the SDK and constantly monitoring on users' behavior. So imagine you want to target users within a particular geofence, the moment a user enters a geofence or exits a geofence, or the moment a user performs an activity exactly 3 times, instantly you want to show them a coupon. Like somebody added 3 things to the cart, instantly you want to show them a message saying add 2 more items and you get 50% discount. So those kind of in real-time communication can happen using the rule engine. So I can specifically set up conditions here and configure rules. Now, once we identify our target audience group, Upshot provides a list of 18 different nudging capabilities. We call them engagement nudges, to create that engagement layer on top of your mobile applications or websites. Now, these 18 tools are broadly categorized into 6 different categories. So we have tools that are categorized under onboarding. So these tools help you continuously and systematically onboard your audience by providing dynamic in-app guidances. We have tools that are categorized under engagement. These are primarily used for establishing a one-to-one personalized communication at scale. We have tools that are purpose-built for inducing gamification. So to motivate users to come back again and again and to use your application. We have tools that will allow you to capture a lot of feedback and build rich profiles of your customers, and also optimize your App Store or Play Store ratings. And we have tools that will help you reward and incentivize your users for their behavior. So let me quickly start with the onboarding tools. So the onboarding tools, we have the tutorials feature. The tutorials feature will allow you to create dynamic in-app guidances, be it an image-based tutorial, which can be like a carousel, a series of screens that will help users understand a particular functionality, or it could be interactive tools, tutorials wherein showing arrows or asking them to tap on a specific section in your application, etc. Or it could be a video tutorial where you can upload a 20-second video and show them how to understand the feature, how to use a feature, etc. So the advantage here is, instead of showing a one-time tutorial for users who are downloading your application, you can train your audience by splitting your tutorials or chunking your learning of your audience into smaller components and showing them what is relevant to them at the context, which will help them move from the stage A to the stage B in their journey. So we don't have to bombard every user with common content. We can identify a segment of audience who haven't explored a particular feature. And for that segment of audience, you can create a dynamic tutorial and run on top of the existing mobile app or website. So let me quickly show you how this works. So on a web, if I run a tutorial, so this is one of the web portal into which Upshot is integrated. If you look at these pop-ups and highlighters that are coming in, those are not part of the original application. So these are dynamically configured on Upshot dashboard and presented as an overlay on top of the web property. Now, you can do all of this without the need of a developer. Everything can be configured right from the dashboard here. So the one that I just showed you can be configured here. So most of the dashboard is what you see is what you get kind of a model. So you can design all of this on the dashboard and run. And I was showing you the mobile as well. So let me show you the mobile tutorial on how that works. So look at this mobile application. Now, if you look at those arrow that is coming in here on top, those are all configured and dynamically pushed from Upshot on top of a mobile application. And you can also do this onboarding with simple tips on the screen. So you can design a simple screen tip here. You can decide where you want to position this tip, what color, what text, what font, and what is the animation. Everything can be controlled from the dashboard. And you can do a series of tips sequentially or randomly to educate users while they are interacting with your mobile application there. Now, the next category of tools that we have are the engagement tools. As I mentioned, this is more to do with communication. So things like push notifications, web notifications that can be configured from the dashboard. So using the push notification module of Upshot, you will be able to create rich, personalized notification using all the information that you know about your users, and use the layouts of images, audio, video, animations, buttons, etc. Every possible thing that you can do on the push notification is supported on Upshot platform, including localizing your content, the text that you send. It gives you the capability of deep linking, adding key value pairs, customizing your sound files, badge counts, etc., right from the dashboard. And especially for the Android devices, Upshot also has a fallback mechanism for the Chinese OEM devices, where if a push is not being delivered through the standard FCM mechanism, the Firebase cloud messaging, Upshot has a fallback mechanism to reach those devices and deliver the push notification. Now here, this is a web notification. Again, you will be able to, create rich web notifications for website and web portal users to reach them on the browsers using the web notification. Now, other tool for communication is the in-app messaging. So the in-app messages are pop-ups that come on top of your mobile and web applications. So you can design an in-app message on the dashboard, including the colors or the images that you want to upload, every aspect of it in terms of the color, text, font, everything can be controlled and configured right from the dashboard here, including number of buttons that you want, what should happen when a user clicks on the button. Should it be go to a deep link? Should it become a phone number, or should it become a share button where user taps on the share, it automatically opens the share intent where they can share the image or share the content on the in-app message on their social channels or through WhatsApp, so on and so forth. And let me show you how this in-app messages actually look on a device. So that's an in-app message that is configured in Upshot and presented on top of the application. Now, going back to the next tool, which is on the communication, which is the engagement tool, is the email mechanism. So Upshot uses Amazon's SCS service, the simple email service, to deliver email messages. Upshot provides you a bunch of templates that you can use to configure your emails, or you can also import your templates into Upshot, or using the rich drag and drop editor, you'll be able to create rich email templates and start running email campaigns. And it also gives you full flexibility of configuring your reply CC to CC, BCC, and adding emojis. Every aspect of email is supported through Upshot email campaigns. And similar to email, you'll be able to run text message campaigns, the SMS campaigns, or WhatsApp campaigns using the engagement tool. Now, moving on to the gamification tool. So, as I mentioned before, Upshot has specific purpose-built tools to support gamification. To start with, things like trivia, where you can configure quizzes on the dashboard, wherein I can design a quiz with text-based questions, image-based questions, so on and so forth. Wherein once I design a quiz here with a series of questions, I can choose what is the right answer, what is the wrong answer, how many points, etc. And once I have a series of questions added, I can go and design the leaderboard, saying, I want to give A grade for all the users who actually score more than 70, and B grade for a certain score. And I can also choose to decide if I want to reward users. I can give them a badge if they get a particular grade, or I can give them a coupon through an in-app message, or I can also give them reward points based on the score that they get on the quizzes. And most of our clients, they run the regular Tuesday trivias, Friday trivias, which are very effective in pulling back users or bringing back users, give them a chance to come and play and participate, and then take that opportunity to present the user with something more useful, meaningful, or fun. Now, one more tool in Upshot is badges. So using Upshot's badging tool, you can run a full-fledged badging strategy. So you can create different tiers of users based on the behavior, and you can start running badging strategy wherein every time a user's behavior qualifies for a certain behavior, you can start giving them badges. And Upshot manages the entire payload of storing all the badges against users and giving this back to the application so that they can show all the badges that the user earned, all the badges users are yet to earn, and also then go and segment users based on the badge that they have earned and give them some additional discount or early access to certain things, certain features, etc., etc. And Upshot also allows you to run mini games on top of your application. So you can configure mini games right on the dashboard. The entire game sequence can be configured here, right from the way the game should look and feel, I'm not a very good designer, so I'm just trying to use my skills here. So I can choose how many sectors I want on the wheel. And for each and every sector, I can define the rules in terms of what image should go here. Should it be a discount coupon? Should it be some text? Should it be a try again button? How many times I want to allow users to spin this wheel? Should they get a try again option or no, etc. Everything can be configured on the dashboard here and run them on top of your application. And you can also have this winner animations, etc. And however you configure the game, it automatically renders both on mobile and the web. And then you can also run a lot of opinion polls there, and you can run real-time opinion polls and show them instantly the results on how many people share their opinion, how many people differ from their opinion, all in real time right from the dashboard here. So I choose the question, I choose the type of graph that I want to show, and every engagement nudge in Upshot, you can decide on where you want to trigger this. So we have a concept called tagging. So the tags are the positions at which you want to trigger this activity. For example, you want to show this opinion poll, or you want to show a survey right after completing a transaction. So you can dynamically decide on where you want to present, whether it's on the home screen or tapping on a button or after completing a transaction using the tagging function. Now, the next set of tools in Upshot are the research tools, specifically, helping you run a lot of micro surveys on top of your application. So you can design a series of questions, and it allows you to create different types of questions, be it single select, multi-select, star, smiley rating questions, or even the net promoter score question, etc. You can configure all these questions right on the dashboard and run them as micro surveys on top of your application. Now let me show you how a micro survey would look on a mobile and a web. So this is micro survey. So the entire look and feel can be again, customized. When you're integrating the SDK, you can just pass in your brand and color choices, and it automatically presents the survey that will match your mobile application and your web UI. And let me show you how this looks on the web as well. Now going back to the rating screen. So this tool can help you optimize your App Store rating so you can identify your target audience group. So again, all of these engagement nudges, you can decide and choose what is a segment that you want to target and push this campaign. So here I can choose my segment of audience who can rate the application, and I can decide on redirecting the rating to the App Store if it is more than 4 or 5. If it is more than 4, I'll be redirecting them to App Store. If it is less than 4, I can quickly take feedback within the application. So all users who are happy, their ratings are redirected to store. All users who are not really happy, you give them an option to provide their feedback within your application, so that using the segmentation engine, you can go back again and create those segments of audience who are giving you a 2-star or a 1-star rating, and start establishing a communication using the engagement tools. And then we have tools that are categorized under rewards and loyalty. So using Upshot's rule engine and the reward engine, you can configure different behavioral rules and create your own currency, or you can add your existing reward program here. Say, if you have some certain points or coins that are already you're giving to your users, you can run this reward program and attach it to your existing reward program, or you can fundamentally create a new fresh reward program on Upshot. So all you have to do is create your coins or point mechanism here and set up different rules saying every time a user opens my application, I want to give them 10 points. Every time he completes a particular transaction, I want to give them 50 points. Every time he refers a friend, I want to give them 100 points. So for every desired behavior, you can configure a rule and start giving them these reward points. And Upshot manages the entire payload of this reward point mechanism and gives you access of these reward points through API for burning these points at your site. And it also allows you to upload your offers. For example, you want to incentivize users through some coupons, Amazon gift card, gift coupons, or certain gift cards. You can upload those offers into Upshot, and using Upshot's email and in-app messages, you will be able to deliver these coupons to the specific segments of audience who are winning in the trivia, or who are successfully completing certain transactions, so on and so forth, are answering the survey as well. And then finally, we have tools that are helping you to upsell and cross-sell, specifically through the ad engine. Now here, this ad engine is not the iAds or AdMob ad engine. So we are specifically talking about ads of your own products. So Upshot provides you a media library, which is a content management system that you can use to upload all your creatives, be the images, audio files, video files, and GIF animations, etc. And you can use these creatives while you're designing your in-app messages, designing your badges, designing your surveys, etc. Similarly, for your ads as well, you can upload all the ad creatives of your own products that you want to cross-promote to your users, and run them as banner ads or full screen ads on top of your application. So for banner ads, you need to have a banner strip real estate that is left at the top or bottom of your mobile application. And you can upload those creatives here and run them as ads. And Upshot tracks the impressions, clicks, etc. for the ads that you're running through Upshot platform. Now, coming to the other aspects, so Upshot allows you to import, as I mentioned, import data from external sources through queuing engine, APIs, and S3. And it also allows you to export data from Upshot into your systems, through the same channels. And you also will have the capability to calculate aggregates like the min value, max value, and additional mathematical operations on the data, and use those aggregated functions while you're segmenting your audience. Like, for example, I want to target all the users who have bought a particular product more than 10 times, and the overall value is greater than $1,000. So I can create those aggregate functions and use those aggregates while I'm segmenting my audience, and have a more personalized and effective way of communicating with them. And for especially for the integration, we have SDK that support both native mobile applications on the iOS, Android, and also we support a lot of cross-platform applications, be it React, be it Cordova. We also support applications that are built on Kony, IBM Worklight, etc. And we also do support a lot of games on Unity. And on the web, we provide a JavaScript SDK that can be integrated to any web application or web portal there. Yeah, that's about it. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to me. And please reach out to us if you have any questions, or you want to go through this demo with any, in much more detail on any specific feature. Thank you and have a good day.